Okay, guys, welcome back to the Backyard Abundance. We're down to 2 more videos, this one and one more. Today we're going to do a hoop house or a row cover over this bed, and our final video will be later on putting garlic into the back bed. So today I want to show you how to take this bed and winterize it, get it ready for winter. Now today is a crazy nice sunny day, but I've just come off 2 weeks of pounding rain. It's starting to get close to freezing more regularly at night. And anything I can do to winterize this bed and insulate it a little bit, it's going to help out. So the main goal is to take a product like this. This is called row cover. Some people professionally call it Reemay. Reemay and row cover is the difference between calling it Kleenex and calling it tissue. Reemay is breathable. Rain can come through it, light can come through it. The nice thing is if you have Reemay on your garden bed, it'll create a bit of a greenhouse effect, but not get super hot like plastic. And when it rains, the water will come through it. So it's very insulating, but it's not sweltering. I find that where I live on the west coast of Canada, basically I can grow a month later into the winter and start a month earlier in the spring because of row cover. Now this bed's about 4 meters long, 2 of my hand spans. So I've cut off a piece of Reemay that's wide enough for the bed, and it's as long as 3 of my hand spans. So I have about ½ a meter on one end and ½ a meter on the other, and we're all done. It's gonna be hooped. How am I creating the hoops? Really simple. I'm gonna have pieces of rebar, so it's metal bar, and I've taken a 20-foot piece and cut it into 10 pieces. So each piece is 60 to 80 centimeters. And then over top of those, for every 2 of those, we're gonna take a piece of PVC pipe. Now this is 1/2-inch pipe or 12 mil. And if you buy this in a store, yes, it's straight. This one's been used already. If you buy it in a store, it's a 20-foot length where I live. And when you cut it into 3 even pieces, you get pieces like this. And each one fits over a bed that's a bit more than a meter wide. So I'm using these at each end. The pipe goes over them and the Reemay cover gets draped over top, and then we'll pin it down on the sides. So I'll go from there and I'll just show you a little bit of what I've done to lay it out. So I took a look at this bed, and a little bit in from each end, about 20 centimeters in, I put a flag, and every 80 centimeters I put a flag, and that made 4 even spaces for a total of what are going to be 5 hoops going over the bed. Then at each flag where I've marked it, I'm putting one of these in, and my ideal is to knock them in, not all the way, because the pipes are going to go over top of them. So if you're still a little lost on what's going to happen, the pipes are going to be going over top like this, and that's going to create the hoop structure. So my flag is just a marker, and I'm going to go down this row. And you'll see I'm not putting it straight up and down, I'm putting it slightly in because the hoop's gonna go this way. And I'll do a piece of rebar at each of these flag spaces. I'll do that right now. And then I'll do one symmetrically across from it. So just watch along. We'll probably do this in a little sped up fashion so you don't have to watch it and get bored. If you put them in too far, they're gonna be hard to pull out later if you wanna use them like I do as modular pieces and just move them around different places. All you got to do is make sure that the rebar you buy is slightly smaller than the inside of the hole of the PVC pipe, because the PVC pipe has to fit over top of it, right? And now that I've put in the rebar down that side of the garden, I'm just going roughly across from it. And because the beats on this side are a little closer to the side of the bed than the leaks on that side, I'm kind of asymmetrically building the hoop house to be a little bit this side. So I'm just gonna keep on going down the bed and roughly across from its buddy that's gonna hold the other end of the PVC pipe. Just gonna put a few more of these in. Very quick and easy to put together a hoop house like this, and it does an amazing job of behaving like a mini greenhouse. So inexpensive, and if you want to switch where you have it on a different bed at a different time, it takes about 15 minutes to switch if you have the right pieces already in play. Look at that. So we've built the structure now. And with all 10 of those pieces on, we're just gonna start putting the PVC over. Okay, so I've got my 5 pieces of PVC hoop material to go over here. And when you go to put these on, just be careful it doesn't come up and smap your face. You go down on one side, And once it's down somewhat on that side, you push down on this side. I'm just gonna move this in a little bit better. There. Nice and tight to the soil. That's in there really rigidly and strong. And we'll just keep doing that all the way down. Connect it on one side, all the way to the ground. Connect it on the other side. And just bend it to fit. You see how easy that is? And it's strong. Just make sure you don't let go while you're doing it. When you're right here, if you let go, it could come up and give you a pretty good punch in the face, which would be bad for business. You don't want to do that. The other thing that could hurt is if you go to slide the pipe on the side that's closest to you, like right here, and this runs down and catches your finger, that could hurt as well. So beware on that as well. Now would you look at that? How gorgeous is that little hoop house? And look at how quick that was to build it. And now we're just gonna cover it over and pin it down on both sides. Okay, so this is often, I'd say, better a two-person job than a one-person job, but I'm taking the Reemay cover that's meant to cover the whole bed, and I'm just extending it over the pipes. And what you want to do when you stretch it out is to get it wide enough so that it stretches right from one side of the bed to the other side of the bed, and that you can pin it down. And when it's pinned down, tighter but not super tight is generally better. This is double folded underneath itself, which is why it's taking a little bit to pull out. And look at that. Now we're rocking it. This comes down like this. And I'm just making sure, just kind of like when you're pulling bedding over a bed or a tablecloth over a table, you want to have a similar amount of material on both sides and at both ends. Right now I just have to pull it this way a little bit, like that. And then we're ready to pin it down and we're good for winter. So you can use anything you want to pin that Reemay down. Rocks and bricks work fine. I find something long and heavy works better than just something that goes in one spot. And so I have pieces of wood, I have pieces of metal, small pets that don't move quickly might work, a piece of lumber, a piece of firewood, a brick, anything like that. And all you want to do is just kind of tuck things in so that if it's really windy where you live, and I do get winds here in winter that are about 70 to 80 kilometers, that this is going to hold down nicely and have enough tension so the wind will just kind of shoot over top of it. So I'm just going to pin that down while the camera's rolling, and then we'll see how it looks. Reemay cloth does snag and tear if you have sharp things. If you have a piece of wood with slivers in it or with nails or screws in it, that'll be likely to tear your Reemay. Now you look at this. Rain will go through it, but the wind will pass over it, and that's kind of the perfect way you want it. Brilliant! Look at how incredibly easy that was. So we've got a row with onions and lettuce, we've got a row in the middle with cabbages and kale, and on this side with beets and a bit of chard, and all of it is in there now, and it's going to be much warmer and more insulated from the elements than all the other beds. It'll have more warmth, it'll still get all the moisture, and it'll extend our growing season, and things will take off in the springtime earlier in there as well. So there's a hoop house or a portable greenhouse or a row cover, whatever you wish to call it. And all we did was use pieces of rebar, pieces of PVC pipe that went over top of them, and a piece of row cover on top. So simple, so inexpensive, quick to do, completely transforms and extends the life of your growing season in your garden. Keep rocking the backyard abundance. Yeah!